Welcome to the Promoting Educational Partnerships for Learning series. These segments have been created by the Regional Professional Development Schools program in the Seidel School of Education and Professional Studies at Salisbury University in Salisbury, Maryland. The following segment on co-teaching with college student interns will highlight the many benefits and long-term rewards that a collaborative internship experience can bring to everyone involved. This segment depicts real classroom examples that feature co-planning and co-teaching. When it comes down to it, we all know that as teachers and mentors, our goal is to help students become successful learners. Co-teaching in a collaborative internship is a value-added approach to successful teaching and learning.
I just want to thank you for letting us come into your classroom today. It was a wonderful experience.
Thank you.
A few questions. What benefits do you see working collaboratively where both of you remain engaged in the instructional process?
Well, definitely when we have the lead teacher up front. We also have someone walking around and making sure everyone's on task, making sure that everyone stays, with us within the lesson. It'll be a lot harder if there was only one person trying to do everything all at one time.
And I definitely think that there's more opportunity to differentiate between the students and the different activities that we do, especially in math when we want to use as many manipulatives and we want to teach them how to do something in so many different ways.
Right.
It makes it much easier for me to maybe focus on one way of solving a problem and her to be able to go the other way, because then they hear the two different voices.
Right.
And we're also able to pull students, which has been extremely, extremely beneficial for the students since we have such a diverse group.
Yes.
So, definitely.
Wonderful. By being collaborative, do you have a greater opportunity to incorporate technology or do more ambitious lessons, anything of that nature?
With the technology aspect of it, it's always something that, as a teacher, when I'm by myself, I want to do as much as possible. But when you have an extra set of hands in the classroom, it's so much easier to integrate the technology and to have different things going on at the same time. So maybe there is a group working on something with the laptops, and then there's another group working with something else. So it isn't something with technology. Normally, if you do a lesson with it, it encompasses the entire block of time.
Right.
But with this, when you have an intern, it's so much easier because you can have two different things going on, and there can be more than one project, and the technology just kind of flows a little bit better.
Right.
So,
excellent. This one's to you as the mentor. Are there ever times when the intern flies solo and you leave her literally to stand on her own 2 feet and you're not part of the instructional process?
Yes. And the main reason for that is so that I know that when she leaves me, she can go and teach in a classroom by herself. Because the co-teaching environment is ideal. Definitely. And there are times when we'll have resource teachers come in, or special education teachers come in, things like that, but not always. And so she has to be able to stand in front of the room and be able to deliver a lesson. And I think that by me being in the room while she is doing that, it kind of gives her a little bit more confidence to know that if something goes wrong, I'm there. But for her to have the confidence to know, I know she can do it.
Right.
So,
well, describe a situation where you might step out. What might take you away, and how long do you normally? I mean, does that just naturally come about, or do you plan for it, or how does that work?
We've actually done it both ways. There was a time toward the beginning of her internship where I felt like she needed alone time to feel like she really could do it. So in the middle of the lesson when she was delivering the instruction, this was actually in reading, I walked out. And it was actually a situation that I had to take care of. But she was able to then pick up and go on with the flow of the lesson and feel confident.
Didn't skip a beat.
Right, not a beat at all. And then there was also a time where we did plan for it. And just saying, that today, I have an IEP meeting and you're going to be in and this is what you're going to do. We'll discuss it, but then it's hers.
Right.
You know, and I think when you work together with the planning part of it and you both know what's going on, then if for any circumstance one of you is taken out of the room, it just kind of picks up.
Right. And did you feel prepared to do that? Were you able to take over without any problem?
Yes, definitely, especially when it was unsuspected to happen. When she walked out of the classroom, I know that I immediately had to go ahead and had to take charge. So it was a lot easier for me, especially when she's out of the room. I get nervous when she's in the room because she's like watching me, but
in a constructive
yeah,
manner.
Yeah, I think I did. I think I did pretty well.
Wonderful. So, do you feel that Tiara's going to be prepared to be a teacher in her own classroom? Do you feel that this method has actually helped prepare her, or how do you feel about that?
I definitely think that it has. From the planning aspect of it, I know that I could give her any of the curriculum guides, and she can take that and she can plan. And
would that be because you modeled for her? So
definitely.
Long?
It was something that, and it's one of those things that I try to explain to her that she's not going to do it exactly the same way that I did.
Right.
But, you know, from the beginning we sat down and I said, this is how I do it. And we went through how to plan guided reading and how to plan math and how to plan the different aspects of the day. And then slowly but surely, as I was talking about what I was planning, she was chiming in and giving her ideas. And then we were talking together. And it became a process where I think, you know, the lessons did get bigger and better because it is two heads are always better than one. And then there was also a time where, you know, I said, this is where we have to go. Show us how we're going to get there. And she had to do it on her own with just bouncing ideas off of me. And I feel like in all areas she was able to do that, but it definitely is a process where you have to grow from the beginning to the end. And since this is her last week in her internship, she's at that point where she can do it.
So you do take the lead voice in planning?
Yes.
Okay. And you take the lead voice in instruction at times as well then? Okay. And do you feel like you're going to be prepared to handle your own classroom when the time comes?
Yes, I definitely think so. The things that I encountered here helped me grow as a teacher. So that way, when I do have my own classroom, I'm ready for anything.
You've just seen a brief glimpse of what it looks like to co-teach with a student intern or candidate in your classroom. When the mentor teacher and the student intern remain engaged in instruction, there's no limit to learning, and the process doesn't have to be intimidating or complex. Did you notice in the video that co-teaching can be as simple as grazing and sharing the stage during lesson delivery? As you become more comfortable with the concept of co-teaching, you may desire to tackle more ambitious lessons or try activities with many moving parts. The sky is the limit when it comes to co-teaching possibilities. Take any good teaching strategy you already employ in your classroom, add an additional human resource, and the end result is sure to be effective. The main point to remember when you host a Salisbury University student intern is that the real focus is on improved learning for all. We want to help you and your school make a difference in learning for your students, while at the same time help us to prepare the next generation of outstanding teachers. It's a win-win for everyone involved.